So something wild is happening in the world of robotics. We're no longer talking about prototypes stuck in labs. We're talking about robots that look, move, and act almost human, showing up in public spaces like malls, expos, and events. And leading this charge is Agabot's new Humanoid A2, which just stunned everyone with its realistic behavior and human-like design. Agabot's A2 isn't just a display model. It's built to work alongside people. Standing 169 cm tall and weighing 69 kg, its proportions mirror human balance perfectly. But what's inside is where it really breaks boundaries. It runs on a next-generation AI system powered by large language models capable of full duplex interaction, meaning it doesn't just wait for you to finish speaking, it responds naturally in real time like a person would. The system even includes retrieval, augmented generation, allowing it to access and speak from custom knowledge bases for any company that deploys it. Imagine walking into a hotel and the receptionist robot greets you, answers questions about room service, and even remembers your preferences. That's exactly what this model is built for. But it's not just smart, it's socially aware. The A2 can understand speech in loud environments, filter out almost all background noise, and even read lips with 99% accuracy. Combined with Action PT, Agabot's new motion engine, the A2 doesn't just talk, it gestures, waves, and moves in sync with what it's saying. Every gesture looks fluid, not robotic, and that alone makes it feel almost unsettlingly human. Underneath all that realism is serious hardware. Agabot's engineers built the A2 around a mobility system using 3D SLUMA mapping and vector flux control, giving it level 4 autonomous navigation. It can move through crowded halls, avoid obstacles, and maintain balance even on uneven ground. The motorized joints generate powerful torque, but they're also durable enough for thousands of hours of continuous operation. The reinforcement learning control system predicts paths and adjusts dynamically, meaning the robot doesn't just walk, it learns how to walk better over time. Agabot clearly isn't chasing spectacle. It's targeting real-world usability, robots that work in public, not just impress on stage. Hotels, retail spaces, exhibitions, places where automation can blend with human interaction. And that's what makes the A2 stand out. It's not about replacing humans, it's about coexisting naturally among them. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, XPeng Robotics just went viral with its humanoid robot called Iron, and for all the right and weird reasons. During XPeng's AI Day, the Iron robot appeared on stage moving so naturally that people online accused the company of using a human actor. To prove it was real, XPeng's CEO dropped a lab demo showing the raw metallic version, no shell, no cover, dancing perfectly after only 2 hours of training. The reason that's shocking is because traditional robot motion training can take weeks. But XPeng's Iron learned through imitation learning, by observing human movement data directly and reproducing it almost instantly. Its hardware is just as impressive: a flexible mechanical spine, 82 degrees of freedom, and synchronized upper-lower body movement give it human-like grace. You can actually see the hips shift and the torso adjust mid-motion, something even top-tier robots like Atlas struggle to do convincingly. And yes, XPeng's Humanoid has a unique design choice that sparked chaos online: a female shaped chest. The company's VP explained it's part of a study on emotional comfort and human response, aiming to make robots appear more approachable. Whether that's a marketing stunt or genuine social experimentation, it's clear XPeng is pushing boundaries not just in engineering, but in how people perceive robots. Future models will even let users customize body types, height, hair, skin softness, and clothing, turning humanoids into fully personal companions rather than generic machines. Production starts as soon as next year, meaning we could see XPeng's humanoids out in the world much sooner than expected. And while China pushes toward lifelike humanoids, Toyota just dropped something refreshingly different: a walking chair named WalkMe that trades wheels for robotic legs. Unveiled at Japan Mobility Show 2025, WalkMe looks like a sleek personal seat, but it walks on 4 adaptive legs instead of rolling on wheels. It's built to help people navigate stairs, uneven ground, or rough terrain, areas where traditional wheelchairs fail. The movement is inspired by animals like goats and crabs, allowing the chair to balance, climb, and move fluidly while keeping the user completely stable. WalkMe even responds to voice commands, detects obstacles, and automatically adjusts its posture on slopes. It's not a flashy humanoid, but it's proof that robotics doesn't always need to mimic humans to be revolutionary. Sometimes it's about giving people back freedom. safely, intelligently, and elegantly. Now, the race in robotics has clearly entered a new phase. One side is chasing human likeness and emotional realism, while the other is designing robots to augment and empower daily life. The question is, when these robots start walking, talking, and working beside us, how long before they truly blend in? And that's exactly where things start to blur. The line between machine and human presence is fading faster than anyone expected. These robots aren't just mimicking physical movement anymore, they're beginning to mirror emotion, intent, and intuition. When Agabot A2 tilts its head or pauses before answering, it's not a random animation. It's the AI calculating the human rhythm of conversation. That micro delay, that subtle body language, those tiny shifts in tone, they're all deliberate. It's trying to feel live, not just functional. XPeng's IRON takes that a step further. In their latest internal demos, engineers showed it reacting to human dancers in real time, adjusting its tempo, even improvising moves to match the music. This isn't pre-programmed choreography. It's adaptive motor intelligence responding to live stimuli. That's a level of autonomy we've rarely seen outside of research labs, and now it's appearing in a commercial product. The unsettling part, these systems learn fast, frighteningly fast. When XPeng says 2 hours of data training, that means the model didn't just copy movement. It understood the underlying dynamics. Every frame it sees becomes part of a larger behavioral map, allowing it to improvise on the fly. Think of it as a robot developing a sense of rhythm, not just motion. Meanwhile, Toyota's WalkMe might look simple, but its design philosophy hints at something bigger. Instead of building human replacements, they're building companions, robotics that fit seamlessly into everyday life. A walking chair may sound mundane compared to a humanoid dancer, but in terms of real-world impact, it could transform accessibility forever. A machine that walks with you instead of carrying you changes how people think about mobility, and all three of these breakthroughs, Agabot's empathy-driven design, XPeng's motion realism, and Toyota's functional intelligence, point toward the same truth of robots are learning to coexist, not compete. They're no longer just tools, they're becoming collaborators, extensions of human capability that think, react, and move with intention. The convergence of language models, vision systems, and physical control networks is making it possible for machines to operate fluidly in human spaces. The A2 can navigate a crowd, IRON can read your body language, Walkie can sense terrain before stepping forward. It's all part of a shift from mechanical automation to cognitive embodiment, where thought and motion become one seamless system. But with that leap forward comes the big question everyone's starting to ask quietly: what happens when robots start forming their own sense of awareness? When reasoning models like GPT 5.1 or Gemini 3 Pro merge with physical robotics like these, that's the moment AI stops being digital and starts being present. Because once AI models like GPT 5.1 or Gemini 3 Pro merge with bots like Agabot A2 or XPeng IRON, you're not just talking about intelligence inside a screen anymore. You're talking about intelligence that can move, see, and act in the real world. That's a fundamental shift in what AI even means. Imagine Agabot connected directly to a reasoning model that understands context, emotion, and strategy. It wouldn't just talk politely. It could hold complex conversations, remember previous interactions, and physically respond to your tone or expression. If you sounded stressed, it might step closer, soften its voice, or even offer help. The combination of language reasoning plus embodied motion would make it feel less like a gadget and more like a conscious entity. And XPeng's IRON, plug that into a multimodal brain like Gemini 3 Pro, and you'd have a robot that can perceive an environment through cameras, interpret it linguistically, then act in response, almost like a person translating thought into motion in real time. It could walk into a room, identify people, recognize emotions, analyze posture, and adjust its behavior instantly. No pre-scripted commands, just situational understanding. Even Toyota's WalkMe could transform under this fusion. With a cloud-connected model, it could predict user intent, plan routes automatically, communicate with smart infrastructure, and even adjust its gait for comfort or terrain, all without manual control. It would stop being a mobility tool and start being a thinking companion. The reason this moment feels different is because every major AI company is quietly pushing toward the same endpoint: a shared ecosystem of thinking machines that interact physically. OpenAI has its robotics experiments resurfacing. Google's DeepMind is blending Gemini's reasoning with physical simulators. Tesla's Optimus project is learning from video data of humans. And Agabot's A2 might just be the bridge that brings those digital models into everyday life. We're watching the groundwork for a new kind of society, one where robots don't just serve commands, but interpret context, emotion, and ethics. They won't just answer questions, they'll make decisions. They won't just move because you told them to, they'll move because it feels right for the situation. And that's where things get complicated, when empathy becomes part of programming and behavior starts to look like personality. Because once AI crosses that line from simulation to intuition, the world as we know it changes forever. We're no longer just coding intelligence, we're shaping something that can think, feel, and evolve in real time. The gap between human and machine is closing faster than anyone expected, and what we're seeing now is only the beginning. Robots that learn from experience, adapt to emotion, and act with human-like intuition aren't science fiction anymore. They're walking among us. And if this is what's being shown to the public, imagine what's still hidden behind closed doors.